Divine Nonbinary back with a little specific, very specific example on manifestation. Coronavirus and the thing we're dealing with right now is such a precise and perfect example of process of manifesting anything whatsoever, but also how do we get over or through what we're dealing with and get to the other side of this. How do we end what's going on right now? How? I'm gonna tell you. Very simple. Very simple. So, first step in the creating of anything is to having a desire. Right now, as in the corona outbreak, whatever, we're talking about collective desire, right? Like, it is a collective thing. The fear is collective. The reaction is collective. Everything has to do with kind of, let's say, with global consciousness, which is just like a sum of very many different personal consciousnesses. You're part of it, so what you do or think affects it as well. So first step to have any manifestation is to have a desire. The stronger the desire is, the bigger the manifestation is. It's like, okay, everybody really wants it, like they really want it, so we have to have it, like it has to happen. It has to happen somehow. So what is happening? I'm not saying that people wanted corona. Wait, just continue watching and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. So you might have seen on the news how like air pollution has ended because of a lot of industries closing. You see like water getting cleaner, whatever positive things that you see about environment happening right now that are happening as a result of shutdown from the coronavirus, right? So real simple what's happening. We've been talking about global warming. We've been talking about pollution and destruction of environment forever and ever. And the desire in the collective for change to happen been accumulating. And we kept focusing on it. And the more you focus on something, the bigger it becomes. So the more you keep looking at a problem of world falling apart, humans destroying Earth, the bigger this problem becomes, because we see it and we keep like feeling more discomfort about it. So we're like feeling doomed and whatever. And so this desire it spreads, and we talk to each other about it, and finally, you notice how like recently, finally people started being aware of it. And we're like, but we should have been all aware of it like 50 years ago, like, but shoulda, coulda, but now it's like finally. And the thing is, it's like, besides just having the strong desire for improvement, another component added of it's too late. So it's almost like futility, but like, yeah, now you're paying attention, but it's too late. Now we can't even do anything. So this component of letting go, kinda, like, we'll do whatever we can now, but we can't do much. So in this sense, this very, very strong focus on the problem became kind of softened, and attention moved a bit away from the problem itself so much towards all right, we'll just do whatever we can. So the focus is now on the action. What happened, planet was like, I gotcha, babes. Everything is under control. Finally, you stopped putting your desire out there. Finally, you're letting it actually unfold and come into fruition. into existence. So we get corona outbreak. People are dying. Yes, people are always dying. Also, less people are going to be dying from the lung cancer. People are still dying. It's bad. We're not talking about people dying, right? So what's happening now? After we close things down, planet is restoring. Climate is restoring. Balance in the nature is getting kind of back where we would want it to be, even though we could not have even imagined the way for it to happen. That's how manifestation works. Like you have a desire, but you can't know how it's going to happen. So after good things started coming out of it, they're almost like two different reactions. One is we see in the media this good news. Oh, look what's happening. It's like corona is bad, but look how well it affects environment and future of other people who will not die from certain pollution, diseases, stuff. So that's one point of attention where people are focusing. And then you get another point of course there are many points of view. I'm just like taking two of those, right? Because they're kind of big. So one, looking at positive things that are happening from the corona. And another one is looking at, well, it's still bad, so fuck you, and it's still shitty, and people are still dying, and so many more people are dying, and it'll never gonna stop, and we don't know how to stop it, and everybody should have tested everybody, not have touched anything, and never went outside ever, so everybody's an asshole. Especially if they're not wearing a mask. You see? You see how similar it is to what has been happening in the climate area, climate thinking area, right? It's too bad, the problem is bad, we keep looking at it, we're sad, nothing is happening, we have no way of solving the problem, it seems like out of control, and we're desperate, and we keep focusing on it, and we keep feeling sad and powerless, and we keep focusing on how we cannot do anything at all for it whatsoever, ever, and Tanya, shut up, and you're stupid, you're saying it's wishful thinking, don't even imply that we can do anything, just wear a mask and fuck off. But we actually can solve it exactly the way it initially manifested, through the same tool, through the same happening. We have to focus away from it, or at least away from the badness and unsolvability of it. You go and you find good in it, and you focus on it. You focus on how many lives are going to be saved thanks to it. You focus on how close we become as people, on how strongly human connections are going to be changed forever. Right now, like this kind of long period of time of doing same thing differently, it is going to create new neural paths in our brains. Like you see people jogging, cycling everywhere, like taking up different habits. Maybe those are people who used to party every week, and now they're like doing sports. And after this is all over, they're gonna be like, maybe first idea is gonna be like, oh, finally I can do the parties and old stuff again. But then when they try to go back to it, then they realize that they kind of don't really want the old life back, because they found new resources and new ways to connecting to self, or now communication between people and connection is going to be valued so much more. You cannot take for granted something that you know for sure is not a given, right? So there's so many things that are already going to be so different. And I personally look forward for this vision of like people being outside again and being just in love with life and being. I already see it everywhere. I know that people are walking like away from me because they love me, because they don't want to potentially infect me, because that's exactly what I do. You know? It's like finding new ways to care for each other. I am sure that after this, everybody has to have face masks at home, and hopefully reusable ones. First of all, they're cute. Second of all, now you know that you are responsible for other people's health, right? So you keep focusing on anything. It doesn't have to be any of the things that I named, right? It can be anything that you personally found in your experience, because the closer it is to you, the easier it is to align with it and feel it, right? The gratitude. So you find things that are good about what's happening and you focus on them. And by focusing on them, you in connection to what's happening. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm so happy coronavirus murdered all these people. No, that's not what you're doing. You're just finding, it's like, it's a trying time, but look at all good that it brought, right? And you don't even have to talk about it. You can, but you don't have to. You can just be thankful inside of you. And you're already adding to this mass consciousness gratitude. So this energy of looking towards all the improvement, looking towards how much better and different and transformed the life is becoming right now. This is also manifestation that's happening right now, right? We can't see it, but we know. It's not like we imagine or we wish. We know 100% that life is never going to be the same ever again. So this knowing combined with appreciation, those are the main tools of manifesting anything. And right now we have this power to pass through these hard times and get the most goodness out of it, and not decrease, like, keep bad stuff as low as possible, right? Because the faster it passes, the less lives it's gonna take, right? And for it to pass faster, if you believe that you are a creator, you have to manifest away from it. So that's that. I don't know, was that clear? To me it was so clear, but I wonder if I missed something out. Let me know what you think about all of this. Just let's talk, let's see if we're on the same page, okay? Alright, have a great weekend, any day. Have great days and hours and minutes and every second of your life. Let it be amazing, okay? Love you.